Oh, I knew it's you, yeah, boy. The one to show me now and forever. No, you'll never be alone again. All day, oh yeah, all day. Please stay in my arms, boy. The one to show me if we're together. It don't matter if it rains. All day, oh yeah, all day. As long as you're in my arms, boy. It's you and me on this beautiful day. And I'm smiling, holding on to your time. I guess our hearts cannot.
Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Rose 12. And for today po, pag-uusapan natin ang mga common mistakes ng mga tourists when visiting Italy. Ayan. So, this is gonna be fun. Sa mga gustong mag-visit ng Italy, this is a handy guide for you. And para at least alam nyo yung mga don'ts na hindi nyo dapat gawin. Don'ts nga, diba? Dito sa number 1 is tipping in Italy. Yes, you heard it right. Tipping. Ayan. Unlike po sa United States where tipping is, let's say, regular na siya, kailangan mong mag-tip every time you eat outside. Ayan, especially sa mga restaurants. Dito sa Italy, hindi po uso ang tip. Kasi usually sa mga restaurants, when you receive your bill, nandun na nakasulat ang service charge. Okay? So, hindi po uso sa Italy ang tipping. So, some might take it as an offense, pero when you tip, it's always, it's something that you say na parang appreciate mo yung service nila. But generally, hindi po uso ang nagtitip dito sa Italy. So, that's number 1. Number 2, always bring cash with you. Bakit ko to sinasabi sa inyo guys? Kasi generally, maraming shops and especially yung mga coffee bars or coffee shop, they don't accept let's say payment with credit card or debit card under 10 euro. So it's preferably bring cash. Always bring cash with you para at least yung mga transactions is mas madali at hindi kayo mahihirapan. Kasi medyo awkward na like pupunta ka dun tapos you're gonna assume they accept credit card as a payment even if yung babayaran nyo is just 1 euro or 10 euro. Generally, hindi. May some, pero generally hindi yun. Especially yung mga bakeries, if you wanna try yung mga breads, for experience, hindi talaga sila nag-accept ng debit card. We're not gonna talk even about credit card. Debit card, hindi sila nag-accept. Kasi usually yung mga bread, you're gonna pay like 1 euro and 20, ganun. So, for a simple bread, which is masarap ang bread nila dito, guys. So, that's something that you should try. And so, yeah. So, tip number 2, always bring cash with you. Number 3 is buying a ticket before boarding a public transport. So, bumili po kayo ng ticket bago kayo mag-board to any public transportation, which is might be a subway or tawag namin dito is metro or a tram dito sa Milan or buses. And kasi unlike sa mga ibang European countries, dito sa Italy, you cannot buy a ticket sa mismong bus or sa mismong metro o sa mismong tram. There are some, but it's really rare. So, I highly suggest na bumili kayo ng at least 2 tickets at yung isa, reserva nyo sa wallet nyo at least kasi may mga minute, let's say, time validity ang isang ticket. Dito sa Milan, it's 90 minutes. So, pag nag-lapse na yun, you have to get another ticket. So, highly recommended to get at least a couple of tickets before boarding any public transport dito po sa Italy. So, that's my tip number 3. Tip number 4. Pay for your coffee bago ka pumunta sa counter and order it. What do I mean? Kailangan pumunta ka muna sa cashier, pay your coffee, and then you can order kasama ng iyong receipt. So, generally guys, ito ang nangyayari sa mga coffee shops sa mga downtown, so sa city center. Ako personally living here for 26 years already. Kung kilala ko yung may-ari ng coffee shop or coffee bar kasi between ako doon. So, hindi ko na kailangang magbayad before and then order my coffee. I usually order it, drink it, and then pay after. Pero this doesn't happen sa downtown. You have to pay first and then get the receipt and then you can order your coffee. So this is my tip number 4. Pay your coffee before ordering it. My number 4 tip is leading me to tip number 5, which is drink your coffee by standing up. Ganito kasi yun, guys. When you order a coffee, you can order a coffee a la carte. Especially, ito nangyayari to sa city center, so kung saan marami ang turista. If you sit down and order your coffee, they might charge you double. Kasi mas mahal kung siniserve sa inyo ang coffee on the table. So, ordering a coffee and drinking it by standing up. So, nakatayo kayo and then take a sip of your coffee na in-order ninyo. So, that's my tip number 5. Number 6, always be aware of the free gifts na binibigay sa inyo sa street. What I mean, dito sa Milan, usually sa Duomo, sa city center, may mga tao na inaabutan kayo ng free bracelet. Of course, it's not free. Once na na-hand sa inyo ito, they gonna ask for a payment. So, never accept a free gift. Sa Rome naman, I guess it's roses, if I'm not mistaken. So, always be aware for free gifts kasi hindi siya free, guys. Once you accept it, they're gonna demand for money. So, that's my tip number 6. Be aware of free gifts. Tip number 7. Do not touch the products na binibenta. What do I mean? Sometimes may makikita kayo ng mga open air market. So, if it happens na pupunta kayo doon, generally, ang mga Italians, they are being annoyed if you touch the products. If you want to purchase them, kung gusto nyo itong bilhin, you can ask, they will bag it for you or give you a plastic bag and kayo ang maglalagay doon. But generally, ayaw nila na hinahawakan yung mga products nila, especially if it's about food or vegetables or fruits. If naman nasa supermarket kayo, generally, may plastic bags doon and may mga plastic gloves. So, kailangan nyo munang magsuot ng plastic gloves to touch every products. Well, I guess ngayong pandemic season, they are more careful about it. But generally, ganito ang patakaran. Let's say patakaran dito. These are the rules. They are annoyed pag hinahawakan nyo yung mga binibenta nila. So, that's my tip number 7. And we're on tip number 8. Ayan. Ang tip number 8 ko sa inyo, guys, since Italy is so famous for the history, maraming historical places, historical centers, maraming museum, so I highly suggest to buy your tickets online. Ito for you to save time and sometimes mas discounted pa buying online instead na pumila kayo for long hours. Sometimes it might take 2 hours, an hour, depende sa peak season. So I highly suggest to buy your tickets online. So para at least less ang hassle nyo at save you a lot of time. So that's my tip number 8. And tip number 9. Ayan, it's more a note rather than a tip actually. So, ang tip kong number 9 is about the hotel. Bakit ko to sinisingit? Kasi, na-experience ko to from some friends coming over na nag-book sila ng, let's say, 4-star, 5-star hotel. And, nung pagdating nila doon, medyo na-disappoint sila. Kasi, ang mga hotel dito are really small. Even though, we're talking about a 4-star, 5-star hotel, maliliit kasi European standard. Hindi po kami American standard. Katulad sa Pilipinas, when you talk about a 4 or 5-star hotel, malalaki talaga yung mga hotel. As in, they're really huge. As in, alam mo yung kakaiba. So, dito, maliit, pero you have what you need. Of course, you pay for the service. Diba? Isisingit ko na rin dito ang breakfast. Since we're talking about the hotel, we're gonna talk also about the breakfast. For some hotels, let's say 3-star, 2-star hotel, so yung mga medyo low, medium level, okay, yung mga breakfasts are generally sweet. What I mean, generally kasi, ang Italian breakfast consists of sweet breakfast. So, cereal, croissant, and bread with jam, bread with butter, ganyan. So, generally, yun ang mga breakfast na makukuha nyo sa mga 2-star hotel or sa mga hostel, sa mga backpackers, traveler dyan, yun ang mga makukuha nyong breakfast. Sometimes they have also some cold cuts, so yung mga ham, cheese, ganun. But generally, it's more sweets rather than salt. Ayan. So, if you want to find a good breakfast, you have to book at least a 4 or 5-star hotel. Yun is kung kaya nyo. Siyempre, depende yun sa budget nyo, guys. But generally, you can also have breakfast outside. Pwede kayong bumili ng yung mga small pizza, what we call pizzette, mga bread, yan. So, if you are a budget traveler, pwede din namang mag-breakfast sa labas. So, it's more pocket-friendly, diba? So, yun ang tip ko, the number 9. And which lead me to tip number 10. And we're tip number 10. Ayan. Ang tip number 10 ko is do not expect na magsasalita ng English sa inyo ang mga locals. Of course, sa mga restaurants, sa mga hotel, they will, of course, speak to you in English. Kasi syempre, that's part of their, let's say, job. So, kasi especially sa Rome or yung mga tourist area, let's say, they can speak a little bit of English. Pero, generally, hindi naman English-speaking ang Italy. So, they will, of course, help you and let's say, yung konting English nila or through gestures, you will understand. Pero, generally, hindi nagsasalita ng English ang mga Italian. They're not really fluent sa English. That's what I meant. So, do not expect locals to speak English to you. Though, I must admit, friendly sila, they will help you, but they will not speak to you in English at all time. Kasi talagang, minsan talagang mga gestures lang. Minsan, depende sa may encounter nyo. Kunyari, may mapagtatanungan kayo. And minsan, gestures lang talaga. Through gestures, magkakaintindihan kayo. But anyway, always say, grazie and ciao. So, that's my tip sa mga don'ts sa tourists while visiting Italy. So, these are my 10 tips sa mga don'ts while traveling Italy. Ayan. So, if you have any queries, just write it down below. And I will try to answer you if I can, if alam ko, but I will definitely try. And I do hope nag-enjoy kayo at natulungan ko kayo anyway. So, on your next visit dito sa Italy, may idea na kayo sa mga don'ts na hindi nyo dapat gawin dito sa Italy. So, yes. So, once again, I hope you like this video. And if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And comment if you want, and of course subscribe to my channel if hindi pa kayo nakasubscribe. So again, as I always say, pasok mga bashers! This is Lady Rose. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on my next video.